It is a lazy Saturday afternoon and the weather outside has not been good. It is raining on and off with a little bit of sunshine and I cannot go out fishing. So I thought I'm going to take this opportunity and talk about some of the vintage ultralight gear that I have in my collection. Today I'll be talking about these 6 reels. The first one is the Abu Cardinal 33. The next one is the Garcia Michel 408. Next one is the Cargem Mignon 33. This one is a Shakespeare 2052, a Danquick 110, and a Daiwa 500C. Now please bear with me, I might have mispronounced a lot of names in here, but I hope you'll get it. The thing that really stands about these vintage ultralight reels is the character that they have to them. And I find that lacking in most of the modern reels today. And another reason I got into vintage ultralight fishing is because you can always create something better tomorrow than what you have in the market today. But you cannot go back in the past and change what has been done. So these reels are some of the finest that were made in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So let's get into it. The first reel that I want to talk about is the Abu Cardinal 33. Whenever you hear guys talk about vintage ultralight fishing, you will often hear them talking about this particular reel. And it's a Abu Cardinal 33, which was made in Sweden. Oh, there it is. In the 1970s. And later it was sold by Zebco in States and Canada. These reels possess a lot of value in the market today because of its high quality parts. And yeah, it's one of the most sought after reel. The special feature about this reel is the rear drag tension knob over here. Focus now. And a anti-reverse switch over here. So whenever the reel makes a clicking noise, the anti-reverse switch is on. You cannot turn the reel handle backwards, and when you turn the anti-reverse switch off, you can freely spool and the noise that the anti-reverse makes goes away. And another important thing that I want to talk about this reel is the amount of aftermarket parts that are sold for the Abu Cardinal 33 is insane. You can change the spool, the internals, the handle, like everything is made by the company called Avail that makes the part for the Abu Ambassador 1500 and 2500C. You can bring this reel up to par with most of the modern reels today. Maybe even make it better than them. With the stock parts, I cannot use a braided line on it because the line roller, it's gonna get messed up and I don't want that to happen. And I plan to keep most of my reels stock. So, but again, I just wanted to touch base on that part. Okay. That's the bail, and to flip the bail in place, you just turn the bail on, and then to flip it, you just turn the handle there. You cannot flip it manually like you would do in the modern reel, so you just have to turn the handle and it falls in place and you start reeling in. So that's pretty much about the Abu Cardinal 33. Mine is in a decent shape. I wouldn't say like it's perfect, but it's not that bad either. Okay, so the next reel that I want to talk about is this Michel Garcia 408. So this reel was produced by Michel in France in the 1960s and 70s, and it was sold in States by Garcia. So they had a joint venture, Garcia and Michel. So this one is the high-speed version of the other Michel ultralight reel, which is the 308. And again, this one is pretty smooth. Same thing where you flip the bail arm open, cast it out, and then you just turn the handle to get the bail arm in position to get your line retrieval. And the same concept, the anti-reverse switch on this one is right over here. Focus. So if you do this, it's not gonna make the clicking sound. You can just do the reverse spool or free spool, and then to turn the anti-reverse on, you just turn the lever down. Again, you might have heard about the Michel you might have heard about Michel 300, which is the big brother of this one, and it was pretty popular among most of the angler, and you can find that reel on Facebook Marketplace or anywhere else. But these 408 and 308, these are some collector items. You might still be able to find it in your grandpa's basement or somewhere, or maybe even on some garage sale where people don't know their value. But again, a sweet reel. Mine is in a not so good condition. I mean, like, it's not bad. Like, I don't have any scratches on the reel. It's just the reel seat. The paint is coming off. So you can tell this reel has seen some good days and bad days on the water. Okay. Next reel that I have over here is the Cargem Mignon 33. I personally wanted to get a Alcedo Micron. Alcedo Micron, I don't know how it is pronounced, but that is the reel I wanted to get, but those were just out of my budget. And this reel is kind of similar in the sense that it was produced during the same era in the mid 1950s or early 1960s, and kind of looks similar. I know, like, the performance gonna be way different. It kind of looks similar, but obviously, like, that's a different reel. That is more of a collector item than the Cargem Mignon 33, but then this reel is also bulletproof. Considering it's a 70-year-old reel, it's still holding up pretty well, made in Italy. And same concept, it has the anti-reverse switch over here. Okay, I can do, now the anti-reverse is on. It's gonna make that clicking sound, and then the anti-reverse is off. And same concept, but I don't know, for some reason I find this reel to be my favorite because how compact it is. It is compact than most of my modern 500 size spinning reel. I really like it. Same concept. You just flip the bail arm open and then you turn it to get the bail arm in position. Pretty decent, huh? Pretty neat. And again, it's in a really, really good condition. The only problem with these reels is finding the parts. So recently I broke the bail arm spring on it, and somehow I managed to fix it. Don't ask me how, but I did it. So it's working now. But again, I don't plan on using it on the water. I'm just gonna put it on the shelf just because how beautiful it looks, and I just want to store it the way it is. Well, the next reel is the Shakespeare 2052. This one is made in the USA around 1960s and 1970s, and again, the sole purpose that they were made was for finesse ultralight fishing. And I have a story about this reel. This was the first in my collection. I found it in Chilliwack. The guy was selling it for a really cheap price because I don't know if he knew what he was having, but again, like, his loss, my gain. So it was a really wintry, snowy day, and I drove out about 70 kilometers to get it, and it was really worth it. It is brand new in box. I still have the box, and it is a 10 on 10 condition, and the price that I paid for it is just crazy. I don't even want to mention it how cheap it was. And if you go on eBay, these reels definitely hold some value. And I got a spool, papers, and everything for this reel. So yeah, it's pretty neat. The grease on this one is a little bit dried up because it has never ever seen the water or have never seen any maintenance. But I don't think that's a big deal for me to just re-grease and re-oil it. So right now it's a little bit hard to turn the reel handle, but again, just look at the condition. No scratches, nothing on it. I don't even feel like holding the reel with my bare hands. And same concept. The anti-reverse switch on it is over here. Will stop making the clicking noise, and then you can do the free spool. And you flip the bail arm open, turn it to put it in position. But again, as I said, the spool, or again, as I said, the reel is a little bit tight. So yeah, another decent little reel, small. So one thing I forgot to mention about this Michel 408 is that I found it locally by a European guy. Adam, I don't know if you are from France, but I'm gonna assume you are from France. And thanks for getting this reel for me. He has some connections in France and the States, and that is how I was able to get this reel. So Adam, if you're watching, thanks for the reel. Okay, the next reel is the Danquick 110. Well, this one, I don't know, for some reason I feel like this is a German artillery tank. The way it is, like, hefty, a little bit heavy. Like, it's still an ultralight reel, but considering my other reels, like this one has a little bit heft to it. But this is just made like a tank. So again, this one was made in 1960s, I believe 1967 in Germany, West Germany particularly. I hope you can read it, focus, yeah. And again, I got this from a German guy, and he has a huge collection of German reels. He had an entire lineup of Danquick from 110, 220, 330 and all that, like all crazy stuff. But again, I was only interested in the ultralight model, and he was happy to part with it. So I went ahead and got it from him. Just look at the anti-reverse lever on it, like how it vibrates on retrieve. I really like it. It's just sweet. So one particular feature about this reel that none of the reels that I have showed up until now has is the retrieve mechanism. Right now it's a left-hand retrieve, but I can remove the handle from the left-hand side and put it on the right side. And for that reason, just look at the anti-reverse switch on it, like how it wobbles, right? Now, if I put it in here, it does the free spooling thing that other reel does. But just one tiny difference over here is, what's this? If I do this, what it is gonna do? It's not gonna go forward. All what it's gonna do is it's gonna turn in the reverse direction. And the reason for them doing it is pretty good. So if I remove the handle from this side and put it on that side, that is where this mechanism is going to come into play. Pretty sweet feature. Well, I mean, nice engineering. And again, like nice matte black color to it. And again, this reel is in a decent condition too. Well, not 10 on 10, but again, it's not that bad. And I have a bigger brother of this reel as well, which is the Danquick 110N. It is a newer version made in the 1970s. Doesn't have all that fancy feature, but has the anti-reverse switch over here. Works pretty smooth. No complaints about it. Well, it does work smooth. Well, not the best, but again, like I paid really less amount for this reel. I just paid $20, and I know like these reels command a lot of value, so I went ahead and got it. And finally, the last reel that I want to talk about is the Diva 500C. Well, this reel is much more modern looking than most of the reels that we have seen up until now, but this one is tiny. Like when I say tiny, it's really small, like even compared to the latest 500 size reel. Like this reel is really small. And again, it does have the anti-reverse switch on it. Does the same thing. The handle is reversible. And yeah, the only difference, or no, actually, like the difference between those other reels and this one is it has a skirted spool, whereas the other ones, like if you have noticed, they have a fixed spool on them, and this one has a skirted spool. And most of the modern reels that we have in the market today just go with the same design now. Like they have the skirted spool. Like we don't have the fixed spool anymore in any of the modern reels. So again, pretty tiny. I love this reel. I'm gonna take it out on the water, just waiting for a good day and for my busy schedule to clear a little bit. Even though the Daiwa 500C looks a little bit modern as compared to the other reels that we saw, this reel is still made in the this reel was still made in the 1970s in Japan and Korea, and thus it is still a vintage ultralight reel, even though it looks really modern. Okay, and then I don't have a lot of vintage ultralight rod. I only have two that I got from the garage sale, and this one is a Kodiak made in the USA 652 ultralight. It's a It's a 6 feet 2-piece ultralight rod, and it has a decent action on it. And the thing that I forgot to mention about the Cargem Mignon 33 is the reel seat. It is really, really tiny. I cannot get it to fit on any of the modern rods today. So the only rod that goes with the Cargem Mignon 33 is this Kodiak. I even tried to take it out. I didn't have any luck on it, so I didn't post any video about it, but yeah, pretty sweet combo. For some reason, I don't enjoy using these vintage ultralight rods because they are really flimsy. Like, I mean, if I'm doing any spoon fishing, then it's fine, but for any other purpose, I really don't enjoy them. And then another rod that I got from the same garage sale is the Shakespeare Wonder Rod. This one doesn't have any specs written on it, but it is a 7 feet light action, really flimsy. And it has that, well, it has some specs written on here. It's the number, it's the number 1265 model FGL. So I don't know what, oh, FG, I get it. FG is fiberglass and then L is light. So yeah, it's a light action or light power. I mean, I don't know. It's a light power, really slow action fiberglass rod. I have to take it out and try it, but I don't know when it's gonna happen because, again, as I said, my schedule is really busy. Now I have a whole bunch of lures, like crazy amount of lures that I got from that garage sale. I'm just gonna give you a quick sneak peek about it. So I kept mentioning about the garage sale, and I got a ton of fishing gear from the garage sale. His dad passed away and he was a collector. So this box is a feet deep and it has tons of lure in here, and all of it is vintage. None of it is the cheap product. And it just goes on. Like I don't even want to poke my hand in there, but it's pretty deep. Like, it's, as I said, like it's a feet deep, and it's probably just 20% of it. But I have some in here as well. Like, all these boxes are just filled with vintage lures. Now I don't have the time to sort them out, but at some point I'm gonna open it, I'm gonna sort them out, keep what I want, and then the rest is going on eBay, hopefully. That's pretty much about my vintage ultralight gear. The weather outside is getting good, so maybe I'll go out and try fishing for about an hour. Let's see how it's gonna go.